Hello, dear English 3 students. Okay, well, like all of you, I have to make my grammar video. I'm so sorry because I'm a little bit sick. Unfortunately, I have a flu, as you can notice. But well, today I have had the opportunity to explain to you one of the topics, that is the reporting verbs. So I hope you like it, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learn and understand about what I will explain to you today. So let's start. As we're talking about reporting verbs, we have to talk about the use, of course. So when we want to report something that someone said before, we used to use the same verbs. Those are say, tell, ask, or think. So basically, the reporting verbs are used to report when someone said more accurately than using say, tell, ask, or think. So instead of use say, tell, ask, or think, we use others. However, we have to take into account two things. The first is the meaning, the purpose, and the second, the structure. Because for each structure, there are some verbs that are used. So let's talk about the form or the structure. The first, verb plus infinitive. This is the first pattern. So we have some examples here. They agreed to meet on Friday. He refused to take his coat off. As you can notice, we have, oh my god, the verb here and the infinitive here. Something that I have to mention is that usually this verb, that is the reporting verb, is in past tense. And as I mentioned before, there are some verbs for each pattern. So here we have agree, offer, promise, refuse, threaten, and decide. Next one. Verb plus object or subject plus infinitive. Examples. Tom advised me to go home early. She reminded me to telephone my mother. As you can notice, we have the verb here, the object or subject, that in this case is me, and the infinitive. And the verbs that are used in this pattern are advise, ask, convince, encourage, invite, persuade, remind, tell, urge, and warn. The third pattern is verb plus gerund. Or gerund? Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm so sorry for my broken English today. I don't know what's happening. Examples. They recommended taking the bus. She suggested meeting a little earlier. As you can notice, we have the verb here in past tense, as I mentioned before, and the gerund, the ing, the continuous thing, whatever. And the verbs that are used here are advise, admit, deny, mention, propose, recommend, and suggest. Let's go over the next one. Verb plus object or subject plus preposition plus gerund. Examples. He accused me of taking the money. They congratulated me on passing all my exams. Same thing, as you can notice, the verb, the object or subject, that in this case is me, the preposition, and the gerund, or the verb in ing. And the verbs that are used here are accuse, blame, compliment, congratulate, criticize, forgive, thank, and warn. Something that we have to consider is that for each verb there is a preposition. So, but that is supposed that you already know that. Well, I guess. But okay, let's continue with this thing. Fifth pattern. Verb plus preposition plus gerund. Some examples as well. They apologized for not coming. He insisted on having dinner. As you can notice, we have a negative sentence here, and the negation is between the preposition and the gerund. And as you can notice, verb, preposition, and gerund. And the verbs that are used here are apologize, complain, insist, and object. And the last one is the verb plus subject plus that. And relative. Okay, so examples. Sarah decided that the house needed cleaning. They recommended Peter that we take the bus. In this case, we have the subject, but in this case, we don't have it. And sometimes it is not necessary. We could use both. And same thing, the verbs that are used here are admit, agree, decide, deny, explain, insist, promise, recommend, and suggest. Okay? Well, as usual in these videos, be sure of having your own examples. Do it in your own and please bring them to class. Okay? Thank you guys, you're the best. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about the passive reporting verbs. That is really important as well. Let's just, well, I don't know how easy it is, but okay, let's talk about the use. We use passive reporting verbs to talk about events when the speaker is unknown or unimportant, or when someone wishes to remain anonymous. So the form is basically the same when we talk about the past, the present, and the future, or the future. That's something that we have to take into account. The form or the structure is it plus the verb to be plus the past participle of the reporting verb plus that plus the clause. So as you can notice in the examples, I'm so sorry about that. We have the verb to be in its respective form. So in the past, it was believed that there wouldn't be enough money. In present, it is thought that people are less happy nowadays. In the future, it will be understood that God no longer exists anymore. So that's it. So if you want as well, do your own examples, bring them to class, we share. If you don't understand, you can ask me, because you know I'm a good friend. And well, really, I hope that you enjoy this thing. And that's it. Thank you very much. See you soon, guys. I love you.